Have you ever just reached your limit? And I know that's probably hard for you listening already because you're so used to pushing your limits. You're going into those deep waters on a daily basis and finding your limits and taking that 1 inch, that 1 millimeter further. But, like everyone has a limit. Every man has its limitations, and it's, it is what it is. And I'll never forget the sickening feeling that overtakes you whenever you've reached that point, especially when what you love is at stake. And because for a long time, looking from the outside, I was a successful personal trainer and business owner, but it was only from the outside. I was getting clients results, but I was sacrificing some of the most important things in my life, and it was leaving me in this place where I felt like I just wanted to fucking die. And I was working long hours both at the gym, and I was working on my own business too, and I was always bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I was running group fitness kickboxing classes every day, coming back, training somebody, going back, doing another fitness kickboxing class, teaching MMA, coming back, doing something else. And then somewhere in there, I was having to work out too, because I wasn't going to be the fat personal trainer. I wasn't going to be the one that's telling everybody to be healthy, and I'm not healthy. And, at the end of the day, though, I was coming home and it was time to go to bed. And then I'd wake up in the morning. My wife was going out the door to her 9-to-5 job, just the way it was working. And it was causing just so much strain. I never saw my wife. I never talked to my friends, never got to see my parents or anything like that. And this just wasn't going to fly for me. And to make matters worse, it was like these nagging injuries kept up and slowly chipping away at me. And it was one of those things where, it's like you might have had a serious injury before. You might not be injured now, but after that significant injury, it's like it's a full-time job just maintaining your body and keeping yourself together. Especially, you clients need to see moves. Sometimes you need to model for them, and you're not always warmed up when you're doing it. And like just doing this slowly over time is just chipping away at your body, your well-being, your sanity, and even your fulfillment. And that was killing me, because it was something like I love what I do. I love the purpose. I love the mission, but man, I am sacrificing my body for this. And this is just ripple affecting through my life in a way that I'm not prepared to deal with. And, even worse is like, it was never about the money, but the money that I was making, there were just not my personal clients per se, but some clients at the gym, or, not the regulars, just people that would come in, just wasn't worth it, always whining and complaining. And, I wasn't making anything doing that. It just wasn't cutting it. It just wasn't worth it. And I found myself at the spot where I was like, dude, you are going to have to change or die. Because I remember, towards the end of this spell last summer, I was trying to build my business at the same time the crunch was on. And I'd invested in this high-end coaching program, and I was just grinding my ass off just to make just enough money to stay in it, because I was trying to take my business online and really alleviate that pressure of that, because I didn't want to have to spend all day doing this anymore. I wanted to do other things with my life. I wanted to spend more time with my wife, my family, my friends, all that kind of good stuff. And, what I found out along the way is I would get laser focused on just one thing. I get laser focused on just taking care of myself, trying not to get hurt, because whenever I get hurt, I know in my heart that I am not serving my ideal clients at the highest level. And that eats at me almost more than anything in my life. And then it'd be like, okay, It's all business. It's business or die. The business is going to get me out of that. And while that was true, when it was the only thing I was focused on, I was, distant from clients, cold with my family. It's like you're either with me or against me, and that was just not who I was. And the strained relationships that were coming off of that, I knew like that was the most important thing to me. My loved ones matter to me a lot, and I'm sure they do you too. That's why you're listening, and it's probably why you're connected to me. And I wanted to make, this life the best experience possible with the people that I love. I wanted the best relationships with my clients. So that's when it hit me one day that the key to all this was figuring out how to balance this machine, balance this game, balance this wheel of life that I was on without actually running a rat race and grinding your gears and going nowhere. So I had to get creative. I had to get inventive. So I had to figure out a way to take care of myself first, because without that, nothing else was going to happen. I had to figure out how I was going to make my online business work, because like I'm just the type of personal trainer, the type of coach that, like, if I'm going to be doing physical stuff, I want to be there in the room with you. And a bunch of people were like, why don't you just do online personal training stuff? And I was like, I don't want to train people over the internet. It's like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. That's why Marketing Siege Radio was started in the first place. I had to, come to grips with, what I wanted for myself, my family, and my business. And it took a very long time to arrive that maybe it wasn't the people who needed personal training. Maybe it was the personal trainers and fitness coaches that needed my help. So they did not get in this this vicious cycle of burning out, like burning your body out, burning your spirit out, burning your soul out. And so the last thing I did was I made a fun game out of it. I made myself addicted to balancing my life. And, honestly, I went too heavy on certain sides along the way. And, there's nothing less fun than an unbalanced game. An unbalanced game is usually unwinnable or too easy. Both are bad. So, it's like got to be that perfect spot where challenge and fulfillment meet, because otherwise, you get, like, if it's too easy, you get bored. And if it's too chaotic, is like you want to die. And I remember being at that spot to where I was like literally getting out of my truck, walking to the gym door, and like just throwing up for no reason. Like my body, mind, and spirit was just rejecting the way I was living my life. My joints were cracking, and my previous injuries were just flaring up and getting worse. But at the end of the day, the more I played this game for myself, and it only comes down to 7 little mini games that make up one game. And I got to tell you, the way that I transformed my life and got out of that hole of hopelessness was by using this game to prioritize the things that are the most important to me. And you can do the same with it as well. And so with that being said, I want to tell you about this free video that I've put together for you. All you got to do is follow the link in the description. And it's called 7 Personal Development Hacks Every Fitness Coach and Trainer Can Use to Balance Your Life Without Burning Your Body Out or Sacrificing Your Family Time. And I put it together for all these exact reasons that I've just told you about. So all you got to do is go to the link in the description, check it out, grab your copy of it, and start playing your game today. Start making your life as a fitness coach the balanced, well-oiled machine, so you can live the lifestyle you want to live and spend as much time with your family and doing as many things that make you fulfilled as possible. So remember, guys, you're one upgrade away.